Working at the dump cause he doesn't commit any crimes. Every single week he sees the same trash can arrive. Never thought to ask why there always was a man inside. But inside a trash can you never know what you can find. Starbucks Wi-Fi and decent audio equipment too. So tune into cold hard trash for you. It's a podcast.
I learned it by fucking Soulja Boy was made with a free version of Fruity Loops in like 10 minutes.
Was it a free version of Fruity Loops?
Yeah, it was like a demo version of Fruity
okay.
Loops. Yeah,
Yeah, because you say free version of Fruity Loops, and the most common case of that is people pirating it. Every single person I know that's ever used Fruity Loops has pirated it.
I was gonna say it did say like a free version, so I assumed a demo, but they could very well have been a crack.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 113. I'm your host, Trash Can Jones.
And I'm Brig, your fellow host.
And I have just recently completed the Mother series with Mother 3 finishing the other day. And oh man, was it a journey. Cried a good bit of tears towards the end. I kind of predicted, the twist, they give you a lot of like hints to it from beforehand, like of who the masked man is going to be. So if that really didn't that part didn't hit as much as hard, but it was still strange, like how hard everything else hit after that, even though I already knew, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of strange. It was good, though. It was really good.
Yeah, I had the whole thing spoiled to me a long time ago because it was like, this is only in Japanese and there is no...
Yeah.
You will never play an official version of it, so I just read it. And also, like, they had Lucas in Smash Brothers, and I'm like, who the hell is this kid?
Yeah, right?
And so...
The other kid from Mother. It's real popular. It makes sense because... Hell Laboratories was the person making Earthbound. Like, they're the big production company behind it. So, they are also the big ones behind Smash Bros. Makes sense they'd throw them in there.
I did not know that part about them being behind Earthbound.
Yeah, it's one of the starting screens. It's like Hell Laboratories. And I wondered it was, while I was watching the credits, and it was Satoru Iwata, who also worked on Mother 3, and I was like, oh, maybe that was a Smash Bros. Connection. Then right after that, it flashed the HAL Laboratory screen. I'm like, oh, no, it's that.
Yeah.
That's a way bigger one.
Yeah.
That's why they were like, please put Lucas in. Didn't even have to ask. They were like, he's going in.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Porky's fate?
I think it's fitting. Fuck that dude. Roly, roly, roly. That's all he gets.
Yeah. He did try to, cause an apocalypse.
Yeah, and technically he did, even though the ending's up to interpretation. It's literally like
everyone's alive.
Of the world. Yeah.
Somehow, you don't get to see what happened, but
I was gonna say
all chit-chatting.
Everyone's alive. It's all on a black screen walking around. I feel like
maybe that is everyone's dead.
They're dead. Everybody's dead. It's the whole world ended. Porky, I guess, gets to survive because he's just floating around in space forever in his perfectly safe ball.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fuck him.
Why is that a protocol on the... You're not supposed to, the thing that you're not supposed to use ever that traps you in eternal life.
That's kind
inside of a ball. Why was that built? Why is that?
That's kind of a theme in Earthbound of inventions that are very oddly specific or very oddly broken in weird ways. Like when you invest in Apple Kid, it's he invents the yogurt machine, but it's only able to make trout flavored yogurt. And he doesn't know why, but he's like, all right, well, you can have it if you want. And it turns out somebody in Monotoli Tower wants trout flavored yogurt. So it's like, oh, cool, it works out.
Yeah.
It just happens to be. And I think the first phase distorter Dr. Andonuts makes, he's like, yeah, it can take you anywhere in the world, but only the one time. And it literally just drives you there and crashes into wherever it's at. When Mr. Saturn makes the phase distorter, it actually just teleports to wherever you're supposed to go and doesn't break. Mm-hmm. That's why Mr. Saturns are the most genius people.
Mm-hmm. With their goofy ass text.
Yeah, they write like kids and whatnot. That's even Dr. Andonuts' other inventions. He has the bucket bros, the androids that are just two buckets that scoop water. The one guy who's really good at drying up water, and then one guy who's good at sucking up water and putting it into another place. Like if you needed to drain a pond and put it into another pond or something like that, which is exactly what you need to do when there's a needle in a pond and an empty pond right next to it. So it's like, oh, perfect. Thanks for inventing this. It's kind of a running thing. Just the inventions have one weird quirk. Mm-hmm. It's just yeah, it's one weird thing we forgot. There's no way to open it from the inside. Oops. And nobody's going to get them back out. Nobody cares. So.
No, you can't get them out.
Is it a thing that you just can't open it, period? I thought it was you can't open it from the inside.
No, that's it. That's the whole point is it's supposed to keep him super safe.
Yeah, it's just stuck in there forever. Then fuck him.
Yeah, and the thing is life support to like artificially prolong his life forever. Like if they ever made a Mother 4, like it, I don't know, like I don't know if he could be a villain or not, but he would be insane.
Yeah, he would be. He's supposed to like already in Mother 3. He says he's like 10,000 or 100,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So who the hell knows? I also think it's kind of a weird thing of being what you call it, like revealing that he's an old man and now he's all coughing and wheezing, even though he was talking to you for like a whole hour beforehand with no coughs or wheezes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I guess it makes sense. Like you couldn't really convey that over text that he was an old man until you got to that point. But it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you feel like you would have known.
I mean, you take like a closer look at him. You ever see that picture of like, you know, when you really have to cough in class, but like
yeah,
it's silent, and you see the huge vein on his
yeah.
head. That's just Porky.
just at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great game though. Very emotional, very sad ending.
So what did I mean? Yeah, you saw like the reveal of the Masked Man, but like, what did you think of his final moments? What he did.
I mean, it's what you call it. Just like Flynn said, is that he was just being hasty. You know, is one of the things of like he really couldn't live with what he had done, which might have been to, you know, almost kill all the people he loves, betray all the people he loves. But it's like
under like a mind control thing, but
yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. I don't agree with it, but I wish I could have fucking stopped it. Like I would have thrown the Franklin badge off and just taken the lightning. Also, doesn't really make sense, like Pokemon style, how some people die and they're dead, but other times they're not dead. Like how many times have people gotten struck by lightning during the game and we were just able to run to a hot spring or use the healing gamma and they're fine, but not on that time. I don't know why. It kind of
that time he cast lightning that kills.
Right, the kill lightning or whatever. It doesn't, because he also got hit with lightning like 4 times beforehand and was just like, oh, my lightning attacks don't work. But now that time was the one that killed him. I wasn't even fighting him for the entire end of the battle. So it kind of didn't make sense at a narrative standpoint, just being like, oh, that's the one that killed. But from a video game standpoint, I guess it's like, or just the for the story, I guess it shouldn't make sense from a video game standpoint, but from a narrative standpoint, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
I kind of flipped it. It makes more sense of just being like, this is my one final action when I'm lucid is to, you know, could take my own life as like my final moment of control. I understand it, but I don't agree with it.
It's so fucked up though.
Yeah.
Like for a children's game.
Yeah, it's
like,
a lot. It's heavy as hell.
Life sucks.
Yeah. Flint losing his wife and his other child. And like, that's the other thing of like, it's sort of a dealing with a thing of loss where like Flint had already lost his child like long ago and was still like searching for him. And I think that was kind of like the acceptance of it, of like, it was already gone. So like when he did that, when Klaus finally ended himself, it was just like, all right, well, that was just like, you know, I found him, but it was already gone. It was kind of like a bittersweet moment. It's like, you know, it like I said, from a narrative standpoint, it makes sense. It's just, it's very sad. It's just, I really, I wish it didn't happen. It feels like it didn't have to happen for a lot of other reasons, but damn.
No, it's heavy.
That's heavy shit.
It's cool that they have such heavy storylines.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of like the bad
happening.
ending, you know, like when the story ends on a bad note and it's like not exactly everybody gets the happily ever after. It's cool. Makes you think a little bit. It's like it's more real.
Yeah. When I watched the final scene on YouTube like years ago, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing like a bunch of meteors falling from the sky. And then the gorillas are all freaking out.
Yeah, it's like
that's when I felt the worst.
The walrus gorillas or whatever, all the chimeras. Yeah. No, they're like walrangutans or whatever.
I did not know that much about it, but that even worse or not as bad. I don't know. Just as bad. As bad.
It's the whole thing of like everybody is trapped in those same tubes like you've seen in Mother 1 and 2 where like everybody subjects themselves, and that's how he makes all the chimeras, just copying animals, making rhinocerockets and hippopotamus tanks. Or I think it's hippopotamus launchers.
With robot stuff?
Yeah, Terminator dinosaur. I don't know why. They're sometimes throwing robotic stuff into other stuff. One thing was just like...
Because robots is another type of animal.
Yeah. One thing was just like a protractor with like a bunch of rulers for a body. It's called like a Mr. Angle or whatever. Some of them are pretty weird, but some of them are pretty great. I remember one I was grinding at the end was just like a big set of wax slips with like 6 fishnet legs around it, and it was just a wheel that rolled around. Like I don't even know how that's like. What did you make? How did that happen? Did you take 6 legs from like people to make that? Like, what the fuck? What is that?
Like we did on the long drive when we just put
Yeah, on our tire.
feet.
I was actually just watching that clip just today because I was making the Be Right Back screen for my stream. I was watching exactly that clip, just the foot going
That's probably
around.
my favorite one with the sound effect that you added.
Yeah, a little. It's so good.
So, of the Mother series, what would you say is your favorite?
That's tough. That's tough. Favorite is a loaded question because there's a lot of great things about a lot of the games. I think
Or you could say which one. What did each one do best?
Okay, I think that's a better way to put it. I think just straight storyline, like as it adds to the entire Mother narrative, I think Mother 1 is the coolest and my favorite because it gives you all the backstory of what Psy is, the alien race that invented it. You get to see Gigas, who is the bad guy in 2, who because from especially from like a Western's perspective, who only played Earthbound, and Earthbound was all I knew of for so long. Like Gigas and like the Porky eventually controlling him, but Gigas was like the main bad guy. So getting to know about him in Mother 1 was really is cool. I like that a little bit more than getting to see the fate of Porky in Mother 3.
It's also kind of cool how it works out because of the way that it was translated over to America. Because when they did that, they had to make they didn't translate it as a sequel because it was a sequel. They translated it as the first game, so they didn't. The way that they presented everything, they didn't expect you to know about Gigas ahead of time.
Right.
I would be interested in seeing like what the original Japanese version of it had to say, because like just the way that you present stuff, depending on whether it's a sequel or not, changes things. And because what was it, Mother Zero or something like that?
Earthbound Beginnings.
Earthbound Beginnings.
Yeah.
Now that becomes a prequel to the American audience.
I was going to
because
say
of the order that they've done these things, but in reality, it is not a prequel.
I would say Earthbound Beginnings is just a 1-to-1 port of the Mother 1.
Translated.
Yeah,
for the first time officially.
No, not the first time officially. It was first time officially made into the Earthbound engine. It had been translated to English a long time ago.
Officially? Oh.
I think officially was only recently because they put it on like the Nintendo Switch eShop or something like that, where you can get it in the Virtual Console, but I think like the unofficial like English translation has been around for a good long time in the NES original engine.
Well, still, it was done after the fact. So in reality, the games came out Mother 1, 2, 3, but in the US, it was Earthbound and then Mother 1 or Earthbound Beginnings, and the order in which you translate them literally makes Earthbound Beginnings a prequel, because I mean, in terms of your experience and how you're learning the backstory of this big bad, as opposed to it being like the continuation of this guy's back.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, no, and
I think that's cool.
I like a little bit more of a prequel action. I like when you get to learn about like things kind of beforehand. And yeah, because like your kid kind of hit it on the head, because it is that prequel. If I get to go back, I think that's why I like it more. It is pretty nice. It has there's so much too when I learn about like the Encyclopedia Mother, the fact that they did a full like with lyrics studio album for every single song in Mother 1. Like they put so much effort into this, just making it like such a complete project. Like I forget if there's like some like St. Patrick's Cathedral Choir does like the final 16 melody song. It's crazy hearing an entire church choir singing this whole song. It's awesome though. It's the amount of like effort and love they put into that game. And that was for like an NES game. When you see like the studio vocal album that was made back in like 1986 when the game came out, like it's like, oh, it's literally like the most crazy thing of like the box art on the video game versus the video game itself. Like, it's like, whoa, all this music and all this love in it, and it's just like the 8-pixel little red hat kid, and you're like, what? This is what this is? This is crazy. I love it though. Mother 1, I think, has got to be my favorite storyline wise, gameplay and mechanics wise. Got to be Mother 3 just because it's the most updated thing. Whenever you play like even Earthbound Beginnings made in like the Super Nintendo engine, like when I was saying when I first was playing it, it just feels like an NES game. Just like the amount of esoteric tips you have to figure out and like the way you have to progress through the game. It's like when you go back and play the original Legend of Zelda. Even if they made Legend of Zelda 1 in like a full 3D thing, if they just made it 1-to-1, didn't add anything else to it, it would still be like this esoteric, where the hell do I go kind of game, because they don't give you any signs. It's kind of the whole point of it. Sort of like Breath of the Wild. Even though Breath of the Wild, I feel like gives you more direction on what to do.
The thing is, that was like a thing over a lot of time in 3D space where they figured out these like framings and stuff like that.
Right.
There's not a lot of, hey, just sort of throw a bomb next to this random wall. I mean, like there would be like, oh, there's a break in the trees and then a wall. Maybe that's something, but not every time. It's like a lot of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is like you step out of a particular space and then you can see the mountain there.
Right.
And you can see like maybe it's like two mountains coming up with like a pass going through. Like it tells you right then that is where you're supposed to go.
Right. There's visual indicators and whatnot. It's able to use that space, like,
even if they don't say it explicitly.
Right.
What they do. For a lot of things.
It's sort of like what you were saying with Mario Bros. 1-1. It's like it gives you everything you need to know within that like first visual like snapshot, and you can figure it out like where to go from there. Whereas Legend of Zelda, the first one on the NES, kind of was not the same way. It was just like, oh, it's more esoteric. You needed a book to read while you were doing it. It's kind of tough. Which it's wild to me to think like the Encyclopedia Mother, having that alongside while you're reading it. Like they literally have like, oh, this is your character Lloyd. He likes, watching Superman cartoons and reading comics and like all these different things about him that you'd never be able to find out in the game because you can't just like talk and learn all these things like you would be able to now in an RPG. You can just ask all your companions all these questions. It's so cool to see that though. You get like a whole book and like all the different art styles in it. I wish they would do a full translation of that. None of that exists. There's like partial translations of some of the pages, but it would be so cool.
So do you have these books? I mean,
no, they're online scanned. Yeah, they never released in the West.
Yeah.
So I would love to get a copy of it. I think I'd be able to probably find like a resale of it. I don't even know if for that much, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to read any of it. Actually, it's wild too because they give you like more of a feel, especially for an NES game. It'd be so hard to give you a feel of like, what the world is supposed to be like when you have such a limited scope of graphics and whatnot. With Mother 1, they actually include so many images of it's supposed to be America. And they literally have like all the different places in America, like images that they were trying to replicate. Like it's funny, in Mother 1, they have an image of like that giant traffic jam in the encyclopedia for Mother 1. And it didn't actually get implemented into Mother 2, where like that long traffic jam in the desert. There was like a little blurb of like, this happens in America because they have so many cars and such long spaces. It's like they're doing almost like a study of America with Mother 1 and like doing all these different things. So I would love to be able to see a full translation of that, just to see like a third person's perspective of what America was like back in the 80s. I feel like that'd be such a cool thing to read. If only I knew Japanese.
Yeah, maybe that's a good enough reason to learn it, just to read the one Mother thing.
That'd be sweet.
Also, what you were saying about the gameplay of Mother 3, I think that goes back to how crazy the Game Boy Advance actually was.
Yeah, it was a 28-hour long campaign at the end of the day, what my save file said. It was so crazy. It reminds me of just, I think I talked about it, the Legacy of Goku games and DBZ Boo's Fury. There's crazy amounts of depth put into those games. I forgot about the GBA. They were able to go ham with it. So cool.
Also about the books, and like, extra guides and stuff like that. I had the one for Emerald. You didn't necessarily need it for this though, but you know how you had to catch the Reggies?
Yeah.
You know how you had to like read Braille?
No. What?
So you don't know how you had to catch the Reggies. There was this like underwater cave, and it had hints written out in Braille on how to find all of the Reggies.
What? Just like dot, like different stuff, like written out? So you had to read
the
Braille?
Also in Ruby
or
and Sapphire.
Actually, you had to feel it on the book?
You had to read it out just on the thing. The booklet in the case came with a guide for Braille. And you also have it in the official guide.
That's cool as shit. They wanted to teach you how to read Braille a little bit. Yeah, I dig that.
It was just crazy, but they did it. It's really cool that they like had you do that. Then you had to do really strange things like go to this specific cave. Like they had the 3 different temples with each of them, right? And then to know what to do in it, you had to like maybe bring a specific Pokemon and then use like dive or surf or something, or like use strength and then like walk just like not a random, but like a predetermined path around the room. And then it would wake up the golem and then you'd have to fight him. But it was very specific, strange stuff that you had to read Braille to even read the hint, and then you needed to interpret the hint, which isn't always that straightforward.
Yeah, that's cool as shit. For no, like I guess like you would say for no reason. I guess it's to be. Is it to be inclusive or just to be like esoteric?
And it's not inclusive because it isn't actual. Because Braille is for blind people,
Right?
who need to feel the Braille,
who aren't going to be playing this video game most likely.
Yeah, like
this blind people are probably the one like the one sect of disability you probably can't appeal to when playing video games.
at least,
probably very
at least
tough
back
for them.
then, there's plenty of things now that might like be able to assist.
Sure.
I don't know too many of them, but like we've come a long way in technology. The Game Boy Advance could not do that. Could not appeal to blind people.
Yeah.
So to include Braille, yeah,
That's crazy. Crazy. The Game Boy Advance was doing crazy shit though. You remember when the DS had like the Game Boy Advance cartridge motion pack games? I remember I had Tony Hawk, one of the Tony Hawk games. Where you literally like you put the slot up top, but then you'd have to get an extra Game Boy Advance game that it would come with. They would just be like basically a gyroscope.
So I never actually used that, but I am aware of it.
It's pretty sick.
There was a WarioWare game.
Yeah, WarioWare
Twisted,
did that too.
Where that required the gyro pack, and you'd turn it around and stuff like that. You like flip your Game Boy.
It's pretty wicked. I like stuff like that. I like when they just go a little bit literally outside the box. I remember Phantom Hourglass, Legend of Zelda DS game. One of the things that I actually had to look up because I didn't understand the hint of just like you had like a map. The whole thing was like you had a map on your bottom, and that's how you're able to draw on it and whatnot. And there was one time where you go to a dungeon and you pick up a map in your hands, and you're like, huh, this ink looks pretty wet on the spot that's marked on the map, but I can't you're not allowed to remove it from the dungeon or whatever. So he's like, huh, what are you supposed to do? Like, I wonder what. And then I'm looking it up online. Apparently you're supposed to close your DS, and that stamps the map from the dungeon down onto your map and like a mirrored thing. And I was like, that's so cool. It actually, and you open it back up and it's like, yeah, you stamped your map with the wet ink.
So those things are fun and cool, but that is like some straight like Metal Gear shit. And
Yeah,
they do that pretty often, where Metal Gear is like, oh, you gotta unplug and replug in the controller.
Yeah, if you
There's,
fight
like, you gotta
Psycho Mantis.
close your console. And there's also evolving Malamar in Pokemon, where you have to turn the console upside down when they level up.
What?
Yep.
That's cool as hell.
Yep. So it always has to be on a mobile console from that point on. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, shit. That's really cool though. Yeah, Metal Gear has always the wild ones. I think it's like you plug your controller in a controller 3 when you fight Psycho Mantis, then he can't read your memory card like he does with the other ports. Or you fight that old sniper guy where he's so old that if you just advance your system time like 12 hours, he dies.
Mm-hmm.
He just dies of old age.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty great. Gotta rob him first though. I always rob him to get his camo, and then let him die of old age.
Nice. So you rob him, but you don't kill him?
Yeah, you can hold, if you sneak up on him, you can hold him like any enemy at gunpoint, and he's like, "What? How'd you do that?" "All right, fine, take this," and he'd give them like the best camo in the game, his ghillie suit. But then if you keep holding him at gunpoint instead of just shooting him, or if you shoot him a little bit, either way, he throws a flashbang and runs away and hides again. And then after that, you could just save and wait, and then he'll die.
Nice.
And you just go and kick his body and get his rifle. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is so cool. And so is the stamp thing, yeah. But
Yeah.
The thing with the gyro thing is that, like, you're a little bit expected to do it, right? You have the gyro pack attached to your thing.
Yeah.
Or it's like the Wii, where, like, you're holding the thing. You're, like, expected to do this. Everything's going to have motion controls. But closing the game, like, was any hint?
Yeah, it was one of the things of like, they said it was like the fresh ink thing, and then they said like there was something of like closing your eyes, like taking a break or something like that would be maybe the best idea. Or it's just like they wanted to get you to like close your DS in that moment. But I think what I did was like I exited out of that and then closed my DS and then looked it up. And then there's like, oh no, you're supposed to close your DS in that moment. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It made me a little mad in the moment, but I was like, I'm looking back, I'm like, that's a really cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like the DS Legend of Zeldas. Phantom Hourglass was basically like Wind Waker 2. You get your boat and get to float around.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit Tracks was kind of nice too, but
Was Phantom Hourglass the one where you had all the like the clones?
No, that was Four Swords, wasn't it?
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that was when you actually you could take 4 different copies of it on the GBA and link it up and play all together. So it was basically like a Castle Crashers type thing. It was pretty neat. The only
I thought there was one that was Toon Link. Oh no! It's at Phantom Hourglass. You can become like a drawing on the wall or something, right?
Yeah, Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's what I was thinking of.
You're thinking of something else too, because they made like a new. Is it like just an updated Four Swords that they made? I'm thinking like the Toon Link and the new kind of style.
Yeah.
Is it?
Or I'm just thinking of all the different color hats you can have in Smash Brothers.
Also pretty good. LOZ. Yes, this is the original like Four Swords, but I'm thinking.
I mean, that is Toon Link?
Yeah, I remember because this is the art style of it. I remember they did like a 3D updated one, didn't they? A version of it.
I would believe it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I haven't been big onto the Legend of Zelda series in a long time. Now, well, I'll have to look that up in between streams. Oh, but something hilarious. So I'm pretty sure this is like just a full AI ad that gets like thrown out. It's for fucking Hyundai, and it's literally like, oh, it starts off like, oh hey, did you hear that my daughter got the best camper at camp? Like, oh wow, what a great deal. And then you hear like a little kid like, oh mom, we got a great deal too. She's like, oh yeah, what was it? She goes, oh, it was on our Hyundai Santa Fe. We paid oh wow, what a great deal. And then it just goes on like this whole thing of trying to sell you the Hyundai Santa Fe and how much like percent you can get down. I was like, who the hell made this ad? And then when they aired it, they were like, what the fuck? That's not an okay amount to say. Like, that is not a good deal of a car. Like, what?
So they just covered it up.
And they just covered it up. They
howl?
didn't try to like, yeah, there's like a wolf howl. They didn't even try to reshoot the ad or anything. They were just like, yeah, fuck it, throw it in there. It's good.
Yeah, that reminds me of one back to the all the links. That reminded me that you know how there's all the different colored Kirby's, right?
Yeah.
The yellow one actually has an official name, Kibi.
No, why?
It's like a pun in Japanese or something like that. And he was there, and like as soon as you could do 2-player Kirby, he was there. So it was before you had all these random colors of the rainbow Kirby. There was one other color, and it was yellow.
Neat. Kirby and Kibi.
Yeah. Two, I remember seeing all these like gambling ads for on like Instagram and like TikTok back in the day, but it was like for slots apps, and they like claimed that you can win real money on it, which I will never understand how that is supposedly a business model, and I will never understand how someone believes that is a business model.
Take your cash, win real money, online casino. Yeah, always shit like that.
But at least they had human actors back in the day instead of it just being AI.
It's all
bullshit.
AI slop now. Yeah, it's one guy behind the casino just cutting as many people as he can from this pump and dump operation so he could grab more from it.
But they had these actors, and it was always these like, corny ass skits that they would do, right? Where they'd end up winning money, or like someone would like lose money and be like, "No, this is the real slot." And I saw the same ad come up for a different slot afterwards. Like, I saw the ad and I watched them because I don't know, I think they're goofy. And then I saw the same ad again, and they just like
cut to a different slot machine thing afterwards.
Yeah, well, when the guy was saying the name of the thing, they just dubbed over him with a different slot.
Was it a different voice, or was it the same guy's voice?
It was a different voice.
Well, when you buy the ad, I mean, you can do whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Buy an ad that's already out there and then just, don't take it.
So they make the Hyundai ad, and they're just like, I think that maybe you weren't supposed to hear that howl thing unless they were making some joke that none of us get. But you're supposed to put the price that you want the person, like the subject of the ad, to hear over that.
And
because,
I think,
dynamic pricing per person is like a thing that
I think I think it might have been just like, oh yeah, we'll put that out there. And then when it got to the market testing, they were like, we need to change that. And they just like put it out before they changed it.
Where did you see it?
I heard it. It was actually been multiple times in podcast ads. Yeah.
In podcast ads.
Yeah. And it's one of those ones like it gets added into. So even if you listen to like an old podcast, it's like the ad that gets injected in. So it's like the new thing, whatever it is.
I think that it was supposed to be a dynamic pricing thing where they would tell you the price that they believed that you would pay, and they just don't think you can afford a Hyundai. they're already serving you the ad, and they're like, the AI is like looking you up over here, like trying to find a financial profile on you and what price they're gonna tell you to try and get the highest chance to make a sale and still make profit, and they just go, whoo.
Well, thanks, Hyundai. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I already drive a Hyundai. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't need a new one.
Man, I'm not gonna buy. I don't think I'm gonna buy a new car ever.
I'm probably gonna get another car because my car's a piece of shit. But I think I'm literally gonna get like an older Toyota, like one that has less shit to deal with. I don't care if that thing has 100,000 miles. That thing will go into infinity. You ever seen that video of it's like an Eastern European guy who finds a Corolla mossed over in a field. He fuels it up and starts the engine, and it goes. Just you just see him go, hey. It's literally got grass growing out of the engine block, and he just good to go.
Yeah, I mean, if it were real, it'd be a good endorsement. But
yeah,
it's
who
good
knows how
advertising.
real it was? He might have just sodded over like a Corolla he had like working, but it very much just seemed like he just found a Corolla. Like, I don't know how you fake overgrowth like that. It looked very much like it had been there for 60 years. It's crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see like buying a new car as like a good investment.
No,
Never.
absolutely not.
You know, the whole like, it loses 10% of his value as soon as you drive it off the lot. Like, that's true. If not worse.
Especially nowadays, yeah, because so many people are getting super skeptical about like all the computers they're putting in things, all the tracking devices they're putting in cars. Like, people are kind of avoiding buying a lot of new cars, and there's even a lot of like weird legislation of like auto manufacturers and auto lobbyists are trying to push through of like trying to shut down mom and pop repair shops and shit.
Well, there is a new there's a piece of legislation out there that I believe is passed, and there's just no way to enforce it at this point in time, but it's about making a requirement to put a driver-facing camera in every vehicle to see whether or not the driver is impaired.
Right. I think
you can't.
I think it was more.
It's supposed to be an AI system too. It's like stipulated that it's supposed to determine if someone is impaired and prevent them from starting the car.
Right. I believe that was a patent. I don't know if it was put into legislation at all. It was like a patent that they had. I think it was like Ford Motor Company or something that had made like as a theoretical thing. It could have been put into legislation, which is fucking spooky. But either way, that's a big reason people are trying to go for older cars and not like even 2014, 2012 models people are going for. Because that's not something that people want to have to deal with. Even if it's not like a privacy invasion thing, just having more computers and electronics for your car to fuck up and potentially not make your car work. Like, because even if you're not impaired, like if that system gets fucked up and like is now not working, then that might impair your ability to drive. And it's like, that's not fair. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, the system just doesn't work.
Right.
NBC Chicago posted July 15th, 2026. Could your next car watch you? Federal mandate faces scrutiny. Federal mandate requiring impairment detection technology in new vehicles faces another delay as lawmakers weigh its potential to save lives against growing concerns over privacy, accuracy, and government surveillance.
I was going to say, that's fucking crazy then.
The rollout of a federal law requiring surveillance technology in all vehicls.
Nuts.
So it is passed. It's here. It's real. They have no idea how to implement it.
Yeah,
it's passed in 2021.
How the fuck could you? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy invasion of privacy. But then again, so is like the Patriot Act and shit. They just do all sorts of crazy shit and blow it by us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as long as you get like an old enough car that literally can't accept that sort of thing, then I guess you're fine. Which is, I guess there's a lot of like potential legislation that's not exactly introduced, but is getting kicked around to try and, like I said, stop people from repairing their old cars and whatnot. Stop people from doing self repairs, like making sure you have to go to auto, what are they called? Like the auto dealerships to be able to do it, like certified repair people. So not exactly shutting down mom and pop shops, but like making a mom and pop shop have to pay some exorbitant fee to get certified and whatnot. So now only larger conglomerate ones can exist or have the ability to easily exist would be the proper way to put it. Because they would always say, no, you could still exist. You just got to have your $40,000 a year, licensing fee for all our parts and things. It's ridiculous.
Having to pay like companies and stuff too, like specifically.
Right.
To get access to these things.
Because now there'd be no more aftermarket parts. Now you can't just buy, the tires from Goodyear. Now you have to buy the Hyundai specific tires. So Goodyear would be able to just partner that way and pay the thing, but yeah, you can't. So it's shitey.
It's annoying because of how like big of a technological advancement we consider it to be, that so much of our technology is modular in this way that we can replace things with parts from other cars, the devices.
Yeah.
other tires. But
yeah, and on one hand, it gets to a point like with PC parts to be not really an equivalent, but just as like an example, like you can't always keep the pink and green like ports in the back of your motherboard just in case people have those old ass mice and keyboards. You know, like at a certain point, you have to be like, all right, we're not gonna service these the same way. But to literally make it illegal to be able to do that is kind of a step too far.
yeah, and also the thing about the pink and green ports in the back of the computer for user input is that it was replaced by the universal serial bus.
Right. It's not
the universal standard. That's like
yeah.
a cool thing to replace it with, and anything after that point in time forever should fit within that same thing unless you update to a new standard, in which case plenty of
USB-Cs are kind of becoming the new standard essentially.
Yeah. But there's still like plenty of converters to get back to that. In fact, there's probably USB converters still to get back to the old
Oh yeah, absolutely.
purple and or pink and green.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the car parts that obviously be a little bit more
You
complex
can't just add
than
an
that.
adapter for your wheel.
Right. And I mean, in some way, I guess it comes down to like car manufacturers. Because hell, maybe you could. Maybe they could have designed their cars to be like backwards compatible with a lot of things, or made them so that it wouldn't be the fact that you had to buy a whole new car. You know, they're kind of part of the problem is that they're trying to make everything so proprietary and make you have to buy more and more cars.
Yeah.
That's their whole goal, right? They want you to be able to sell as many cars as possible, as much as you don't. It's not exactly a malicious thing. They're just businessmen. It comes off as like this malicious, very predatory business practice.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in, like computer systems in cars that I honestly don't like. And I get why people like incorporating them. And I like computers in general, but like putting them in a car, like that's just adding so much to maintenance. Like I have a 2010 Ford. There's some type of a light sensor on it that's supposed to like make the mirror, like the rear view mirror, dim.
Yeah.
And reflect less light if it's like something bright. But a lot of the times it just assumes there's something very bright behind me and then dims the whole thing for no reason.
Right.
It's like, oh, my mirror turned off.
Yeah, essentially.
I hate this. And then I also have tire pressure sensors that don't work anymore. I'm not gonna pay like $70 to get a new one. I just have a light there on my dash forever.
Yeah. If you see a tire leaking or flattened, then you know to replace it.
Yeah, I pay attention to my tires enough.
Yeah.
And I have a thing in my trunk. I should probably charge it again. But it's like a little compressor with a thing. I can just refill my tire if it ever pops or like leaks or something like that and get me to replacement.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm probably going to get an older car when I replace this thing because it's just been so stupid. I had another fucking problem with it where I had a check engine light come on because I have a GDI engine in it, which is an engine that is known to be kind of overheating and burns through oil and whatnot. And even though I try to keep it topped off with oil, it's a losing battle. And eventually the spark plug just becomes so afoul that they eventually start misfiring. It's happened twice in the last 5 years. And it's super annoying. It was like a $900 fix fucking just to happen on a Friday. I guess it was like the best time it could have happened. So I didn't lose too much and have to miss a day of work or anything like that. Super fucking annoying. But yeah, I really want to get like an older Toyota that I could just fucking run through a wall and it'll be fine. That shit never. I had a 1995 Toyota Corolla with a similar problem with that it would burn oil all the time. I don't think I ever put oil in that motherfucker, and it drove through some of the worst winters Chicago's ever seen. It was plowing through snow with its bumper. It didn't give a fuck.
Nice.
It was awesome. That 95 Corolla DX was a champion's car. It was literally the Corolla when it first was designed was like in Japan as a luxury car because it's like most of their sedans are just 2-door sedans because everything's so small and whatnot. So like the big 4-door sedan was like designed for a businessman who has a driver type shit. Like so it was like even though it was 1995, it had power windows, it had fucking everything super like decked out. It was a beautiful car. I love that shit.
What you said there reminded me of our time at the Pope Hat game.
Hell yeah.
For the Chicago White Sox, when that one guy walked up to us and was like, "Yeah, yo, can I hang out with you guys?" type shit.
Yeah, fucking shout out to Miguel.
Yeah.
He was there with people, I guess, right? He said he had like a group that he was there with, right?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if he was trying to be friends, or if he was trying to make fun of us, or
I don't fucking know. We were in like
an
bug
odd
zone
person.
over there. Yeah.
And he told our friend that he didn't have a girlfriend. When he does, got him. He said, "Show me a picture," but that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. As this weird things happen when you're on $5 beer night at the Popat game.
Yeah. Was that $5 beer now?
Yeah, there's $5 beers.
Oh shit.
Those Modelo's we got the last time were $5. There's also a $5 draft beer.
Damn, I did not realize. I mean,
It was so
I only
many.
bought 2 there because like I didn't want to spend too much and I was driving anyways.
They
but-
were supposed to be $5 Millers, but I think the guy said like he had just sold so many that he was just doing Modelo's for $5 because they were supposed to be like $6.50, but he was like, "Fuck it," he's giving out the Modelo's for $5. He got the okay because so many people were buying $5 beers. They were already probably way over their price point.
Yeah, it was cool being like. I've never been on the 500 levels, but maybe I have been. I don't remember ever being on the 500 levels before.
It's
though.
cool, especially like a
very
baseball
high
game.
up there.
Yeah,
very
and
far.
when it's a nice day out for a baseball game, it is actually like a really cool angle to watch a game from because it's not like it's high up there, but it's not like
It's not
undiscernible.
terribly far.
Yeah,
because it
especially
is like directly above the 300. It's not like set back any further.
With all the bright lights and all like the perfect manicuring of the field, it literally looks like you're watching a TV. It looks like your eyes are in HD just because the lights are so bright and so crisp and everything's like so perfectly put on. It's like, wow, it's literally like I'm watching on TV right now. That's crazy. I like it.
Who was that guy that took 15 pitches before finally striking out in the last inning?
Oh, I don't know. I left, remember?
Oh, damn it.
I wasn't there for the last inning. I had to go catch the
It
train.
was crazy. He took 15, 16 pitches, and he kept on fouling, but like he was
Staying
sticking
alive.
in the game.
Yeah, that's a battle right there.
Yeah, which I said I wouldn't text you if
If
they lost. and
Yeah, I didn't see the
text you.
fireworks, so I kind of figured.
But it went into the 10th inning.
Mhm.
And the Reds scored 1,
Sag.
and then we didn't.
Sag, because we had it was like 4 home runs, 4 solo shots that gave us all our runs.
It was like 4-0,
Yeah.
or like 5-1 or something like that, and then they tied it up by the 9th inning where we didn't score at all.
Yeah, I
We
think it was
didn't
like
get any
the
runs at
7th
all.
inning. Yeah, they had like a 3-run rally.
It
so
was
annoying.
the 9th inning. Yeah, that happened in the 7th inning or something like that. And then the 9th inning is where they got 1
They
run,
tied it up,
and
yeah.
then tied it up, and then we.
It was so annoying because we had such hot offense. 2 homers early. We had like 2 more homers kind of sprinkled throughout. We started off hot, but then just choked it away.
So my theory, at first I said there is no God because it was our Pope hat game, our Pope.
Yeah, God has forsaken us.
And we lost the Pope hat game. But then I was thinking it's actually just divine punishment for worshiping idols. What brought us all to that game?
The Pope?
The Pope hat.
Yeah, it's golden
That
calf.
is not God.
That's
That
golden
is not
calf
even
territory.
a representation of God.
Yeah, we deserved
But
to
we
get
treated it
smitten.
as such.
We got smitten.
Yeah.
All our $5 beers and $5 dogs. We were just blinded by it. We
I
didn't see
I think the only reason that lightning didn't strike on the field that day is because it would have been 2 on the nose.
it. It's crazy too. If we say $5 beers, and people are probably like, "Well, that's crazy." A regular beer at the White Sox Park is $15, or I think $12, and then 15 for like the premium, whatever they have.
It's like $9.50.
I'm pretty sure for like the premium bottle, I think it's for Stella or whatever. It was 12 and 15.
Yeah, for premium.
Oh, if I
If
think
you get a cheap thing, it's like $9.50, which is still a lot.
yeah, and they're running that for $5. So we were actually able to get, I think it was 2 dogs, 2 Polish, 2 beers for $30, $33. Pretty good.
I mean, I had 2 beers. I went to I stopped at the Red Hots outside the
Smart.
station because you could just bring food in.
I didn't know that. You can.
I didn't either. I was told this.
That's
like,
cool as shit.
Yeah, but you can't bring opaque plastic bags. You can't bring a lot of types of bags.
That's cool as shit. You could just bring your fucking food in now.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you're already tailgating. Fucking just bring a half-eaten hot dog coming in. Here's my ticket. And that's hell yeah. I gotta bring like a picnic basket to a ball game.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Bring a whole like roast duck.
Bring a whole steak dinner.
Mhm.
That'd be a great thing to get up on like a jumbotron. You bring like a little fold-out table, like a little checkered blanket. You just have like a steak dinner, a little candle.
Mhm. I mean, it's basically just medieval times, but in the modern times, because medieval times is like sports and dinner.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
guess
it's full dinner.
it's not even like modern times. Baseball is like the old-time pastime sport. It's like the oldest sport.
Instead of medieval times, it's pastimes.
This
is a market.
Pastimes, right? It's medieval times, then pastimes, then current times.
As if
yeah.
baseball tickets aren't already selling perfectly fine.
Speaking of pastimes, you know lacrosse was an Olympic sport at like the very first Olympics?
I did not. I did not.
Wild, right?
The first Olympics, like
The first
in Greece.
No, like within the first Olympics when they first brought it to America.
Okay.
Like it's like the first Olympic Games we had here. Yeah, lacrosse was like an actual shit in both Europe and the American Olympic Games when they were first hosted there.
Yeah, I guess I
Wild.
don't really know the history of lacrosse. I mean, it's just like another like soccer.
Invented by Native Americans. That's the really cool part of the history.
Oh, okay.
And it was their version of it. They played like literally across entire states, like type shit. They would play it for over the course of weeks, like entire states were the field. And yeah, it was basically like mock war is what they would play it like. The sticks were their mock weapons. And they would just kind of hit each other with them. And yeah. But did
they also have whirly ball?
No, they didn't. They didn't invent the bumper cars, unfortunately. Just riding around on like horses, throwing it. Honestly, I think there was like horseback riding and stuff allowed in the original lacrosse. At least like reports of it. Not like we had people watching it back in the day.
That's just whirly ball.
Yeah, honestly, that's just like old timey whirly ball. Just guys getting up on the horse and being like, "Fuck it, I'm cradling this all the way across the state." That'd be cool as shit. Yeah, the original Olympic lacrosse, like it was spreading all across Europe. There was Native Americans when they brought it to America. Like they had a team, although it was very dubious things because like a lot of the Olympics were also combined with the World's Fair. And then like, I think it was done like a couple times and then it was really shitty because the Olympics were like a whole separate like private organization type thing than like the athletic clubs. I listened to a whole podcast about this. The World's Fair would do a lot of human zoos and whatnot, and that was sort of like a really popular thing
very
to
bad.
do. Yeah, and it was a very bad thing. And the Olympics would also be like, you know, like, hey, you guys in the human zoo, you want to like represent your country and come play in the Olympics?
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. But some of the lacrosse teams did come from that, and they were not that great.
No. Did they win?
No, they also made them play like baseball and shit like that when they didn't know the rules. Is bad stuff. No, yeah, because like the actual like modernized lacrosse and whatnot, they didn't have a whole lot of experience playing that. Like they knew of it and they knew the rules, but they didn't like play league games every week like they did over in Europe at the athletic club. So not a different kind of thing.
And now that I think about it, would horseback lacrosse also just be polo?
Sort of. Polo's like the hammers with the ball on the ground. And it's also, I think polo is a bit more like what you call it.
No, polo like horse polo.
Yeah, isn't that where you have the hammer and you hit the with the long hammer and you hit it on the ground? Not croquet. It's sort of like
okay,
croquet.
that's what I was confusing it with, was croquet.
I think polo also is hammer on the ground, right? Polo horse sport. I've only seen it.
That sounds like you're just breaking horses' legs.
Yeah, so they got the hammers they're whacking. That's polo.
Damn. Okay, they're kind of like clubs. Okay.
So I've only seen it in like I think Pretty Women and like other movies where like ultra rich people are just doing that shit. I've never actually watched polo. It's that weird rich person sport.
I remember it from what's that book about the across the lake with the green emerald light? I can't believe this.
Jay Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Yeah, they mentioned it in Great Gatsby.
Yeah, also ultra rich people. Yeah.
Buchanan.
Daisy and fucking what's his last name? It's not Biff. It's what's
Buchanan.
Yeah, but it's Daisy and Tom Buchanan.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, they put both. Yeah.
That makes sense. They're also ultra wealthy. That was just a really weird scene I remember from The Great Gatsby where there's like I think like Tom Buchanan like legitimately he orders the second most expensive bottle of wine at a club. And then what do you think Jay Gatsby does right after that? And it's just like what the fuck is that? Like I was like, oh, this is a kind of cool like slice of life story. Then that happened. I was like, what is this, a sitcom? Like what the fuck? What the hell is that? That was kind of out of nowhere.
You're leaving room. You're like, if you're trying to scope out someone that's trying to one up you, that's how you do it. That's how you make him reveal himself.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, but it's like, it's just such a fucking crazy moment. Like, I want to size this guy up. Give me your second most. Who even like what waiter would know? Like, yeah, we have this on a list. Like the most expensive, you would know. Like the second.
It's a
most,
BuzzFeed article.
I don't
in
fucking
the back.
Right. Like that's such a crazy request. I remember just being like kind of laughing about that while reading it in school. Like telling my teacher, like that's just weird, right? It's like, yeah, it's kind of on the nose writing, but you know, we're just gonna keep going. Also, their whole shit of like switching cars to like drive back because like his car is out of gas or whatever, so like he could frame him for running over that way. That's also a weird fucking juggle. That whole book just kind of comes crashing to an end. It's a little strange read. It's not one of my most favorite books. I don't read a whole lot of books in general, but Great Gatsby was one of the ones where it was kind of nice, but like reading partway through it just because I like the Art Deco like era of the world. I like reading about that and people's like the descriptions of that. But yeah, that ending was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
A little strange. I thought I was kind of just a what you call it, like maybe I don't get this because I'm a dumb high school kid. Then I saw like Family Guy did an episode making fun of it, like along all the same lines. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is everybody thinks this way. This is just some weird shit that he kind of fumbled around a bit.
Yeah, I guess the main thing that I remember from it, if we're talking about these, I don't know, like moments that you point out, is there's like the billboard with like the big glasses and like the eyes and like watch them, and it's
TJ
like
Eckelberg.
it's about them like being judged, right? And then I think there's also part of it where like they are actually being watched, because I think it's like Jay's like getting in their business, right?
Yeah,
like, knows that Buchanan's cheating on his wife, and
right?
all that stuff. And then I felt like that was pretty straightforward, and like this is early high school, and, like,
Right,
we're talking about it,
symbolism or whatever. It's very clear, like yeah.
And I don't know, it just felt like when I was being asked about it, I was asked to like find out even more than that. But no, that's it.
No,
That's it. It's just, and like maybe the judgment of God or whatever. But
yeah, no,
like,
it's just the eyes of judgment are always upon you, even when you behind closed doors. It's nothing's ever truly private. Things will eventually bubble to the surface. That whole thing, as much as you try to like, and the whole thing of like Jay Gatsby's like he's trying to live this facade of a life, but eventually the eyes come upon him the same way. Everybody gets the eyes cast upon. Sometimes that's why I connect it. If you want to go even more, I connect Owl Eyes, the whole thing. The guy that who finds Jay Gatsby's books and is like, oh, these are actual books. They're not just hollowed out for liquor. I think that's the moment of like the eyes now have been cast upon him and real in his reality. His true what you call it is coming out to light. Because he's not a real aristocrat who is actually would just be booze hounding and doing whatever the fuck like all the other rich people are doing. He's a fake guy. He sees the aristocrats have books and just copies it. And doesn't know that the aristocrats' books are actually just filled with liquor. So that's kind of the whole thing of like, oh, that's the moment where the big eyes, they kind of mentioned his name is just an old man with owl eyes who's got really big eyes. He's the one finding Jay's books. It's like, oh, this is the moment. It starts to all come undone after that.
After he's dead though, right?
No, that's during his party, I think. That's when Nick
okay.
first goes there and meets Owl Eyes. And he's just like, why are you reading his books? Because Nick also doesn't understand, like, why the hell are you reading his books? Because he's not from high society. When he sees books, he would also just assume books are books. But Owl Eyes, who goes to high society parties, is like, yeah, everyone else's books are hollowed out and filled with liquor. So this guy must be a real weirdo. He's got actual books.
Yeah. Maybe you can start doing that. It's like a practice for fitting a gun into a book.
Yeah, just start buying books and hollowing them out. And Dale Gribble just buys War and Peace and he's like, starts jamming a knife into it. That'd be a good time. I would love to just have like one of those Scooby-Doo bookcases. Just like one day I have like this new bookcase installed where there used to be a wall.
So, yeah, the thing about like the bookcase honestly isn't even like the hard part about that. The hard part about it is having a whole extra room
to conceal, yeah.
Yeah, like if you had a hidden room here, it'd be really obvious because this place would be incredibly small.
Yeah, that would not be too great. I need to get a mansion, and then I could easily hide one in there. Just seal off a room with a nice bookcase.
I guess you could like seal off your bedroom.
Yeah, but then again, it'd be like really stupid. Like, where'd those windows go to the outside? I see outside windows. I have 2 sets of them.
No, you just say that as, oh, yeah, no, you are on the end here.
Yeah,
if you were in the middle.
Each one is on the end. There is no middle.
Oh, even the other side, I guess.
Yeah, it's only sets of 2. Well, I live in a condo complex for those confused what we're talking about. And yeah, it's a middle kind of is just the...
If you had another unit to the other side, you could pull it off.
Yeah, if this was a triple wide, but it's only a double wide. I'm the edge of this way, and yeah, my neighbor's the edge of the other side.
And
then there's a gap, and then another building of 2, 3.
Yeah. You could just put a door to outside and have a fake bookshelf there.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good. I want to install a gate. I have a friend that lives literally like over that fence and then a half block down. But to get there via the roads, because there's a fence that blocks that way too, I have to go out around and it's like a 10-minute walk. If I just build a gate right down there, it's a 2-minute walk. And I really want to just like, build a gate, have it all set up, and then just in the cover of night, just like use an angle grinder and install it into the fence.
Well, you don't even need an angle grinder. You just need to you need clippers.
Well, you need to cut the pipe off too, to be able to like actually make it a gate, right? The actual fence post, like that's going up and down.
I mean, if you're willing to make the gate shorter.
I mean, I have to, because it's a fence that has like the 2 poles.
Just cut the fence.
I can cut the fence.
Make
sure.
a hole in the fence.
But then there's still, yeah, I guess I could just make it out of chain link. Yeah, but I don't know if that would be flimsy because I'd need to like install it into the pipes up and down somewhat, right? If I'm not making new ones.
I mean, who else do you think is going through that way?
No one. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could probably do it and get away with it. And the HOA wouldn't even notice till like 10 months later. And then they'll be like, "Oh, has that always been there?" type shit.
Mhm.
I could definitely 100% get away with it. I just got to figure out how to install this. Me and my buddy are going to get on it. We're going to have to, but the main thing is building the gate beforehand and just doing a one big install. Just doing a foop foop and put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sick.
I think you can pull it off.
I think I could pull it off too. It's just going to be a little bit of work, but I think it'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be such a fun walk down. If I could just walk, he's literally right there. If I walk to his place, I could see my place from his. But I have to walk all the way down, then fucking down the street, then another turn, then 2 more blocks, then another turn.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
These walls we put up.
For no reason, too. It's not like we have a giant embankment next to the street. It's like a side street, so it's not even like traffic and crash up in here, so we need safety wall. It's a chain link fence, so it's not stopping a car, even if it does make it up there. It's like a 3-foot embankment, so the car's not going to be able to get up there anyway. It's not going to drive up. It's going to fucking just hit it. Like, there's no reason for the fence to be there other than this is our property. Stay off our property. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. We just have a big old retention pond that I guess you don't want people like falling in. Maybe it's like a liability thing. I don't give a shit. The shit I used to play football in when I was a kid, not knowing that was like where sewage goes.
Yeah.
It's just, I didn't give a shit.
You took some.
Super strong immune system. I was playing in sewage.
Mm-hmm.
You see a big old open field and it's it's like a big in a ditch. It's feel like it's fucking NFL Street you're playing in there. It's fun.
Yeah. Lots of space.
Yeah. Good times. Better than the street. You don't want to get tackled on concrete. That shit hurts.
So we're nearing closing time on this, but I wanted to make sure before we did to finish the question of what's the best thing that every Earthbound did. You still got to do the OG. Actually, technically not OG. The Earthbound.
The OG for Western. The best thing that Earthbound did, I think. Oh, we got to plug in the PC too. Make sure I do that. So I will tell you that in just 1 second. The best thing that Earthbound did, I think, as a game is just the best. I want to say like RPG / like not RPG, the best introduction to the world, like RPG mechanics and everything wise. Because while Mother 3, there we go, is like the nicest and like the cleanest, just because it's the newest. I think it's still like. It's pretty heavy and it's pretty like out there for the Mother series, and a lot of things it does like different because it's the third. It's built upon by the other game, so it takes a lot more like steps out there. It does a lot more of like the humorous things just straight into your face, like the big toilet joke and whatnot. I don't know if you weren't there for that stream, but in the last thing going up to Porky's whatnot, it's like his layer is like behind 6 layers of bathrooms, and one of the layers of bathrooms is just a bunch of different toilets. It's a weird joke, but it's just like that kind of stuff would be in Mother 3, not in Earthbound or Mother 1, because that's what I
mean. Earthbound's weirdness is like you get your quest from a bee.
Right, or like, Buzz, and then he gets swatted. You go find King Belch, who is like this pile of vomit that is somehow enslaved the whole Mr. Saturn race. Like, it's off the wall, but it's not like necessarily just trying to be jokey funny. It's just like strange and random, like Trout Yogurt. That's not inherently funny, but the fact that the whole thing of like, we really love Trout Yogurt, then you get a call from Apple Kid. Hey, I made this yogurt machine that makes Trout Yogurt. It's that kind of stuff is just, it's great. It's the best like introduction to slip into. I think it does the best like introduction of the world. For Earthbound. So I think definitely they all do some things the best. It's hard to say what my favorite is, but overall, if I were to play any of them again, I want to play Mother 1 again.
Okay.
Because that is just, I mean, fucking driving a tank, flying a plane, giant robot fights. There's just so much cool shit in that. That is like an action movie. It's funny, when you go into Mother 3, they say they're playing an action movie in the movie theaters, and it's just screenshots of Earthbound, but an action movie was way more Mother 1. That shit was so cool. You literally drove a tank in that shit. It was fucking awesome. I love that shit.
I'm glad you made it through the whole series, and you had that bonus mod one.
Yeah,
right?
Earthbound Beginnings. That was Mother 1.
Oh, no, I thought you did one that was like an altered version of one of the games.
No.
Well, you can consider it.
Yeah, I think they have.
You can play the Toby Fox Halloween.
I was gonna say the original Toby Fox game. I think there also is like a Giga Strikes Back Earthbound like Mother 2.5, something like that, or it might be 1.5. I should look into that though. That'd be kind of cool to play.
Yeah.
I don't know if how much of a fan game like it is, or if like they use parts of the canon to make it or what. But I'll have to see.
So the Toby Fox Earthbound Halloween mod, a lot of people credit it as the first appearance of Megalovania, which ended up becoming Sans' theme. It is actually not true. The first one was in a secret room in Homestuck that had the Earthbound characters in it dancing, and it played Megalovania. Or I think the original one was still called Megalomania.
Interesting.
Because the whole song is a reference to, or it was like based off of like a different song in concept called Megalomania.
Huh. I did not know that.
Then it was in Homestuck. Then the first... It depends on whether or not you refer to Homestuck as a game in any capacity. And then that Halloween mod, and then Undertale. Yeah.
Nice. I did not know that. Well, that is about all the time we've got for this episode of Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 113. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed what you listened to, all that Earthbound talk, all that talk about the legislation about cameras going in your cars and shit like that. We got a little real there for a second off the video games, but fuck it. We get real here. This is real life. If you can't handle it, then get out the kitchen.
The real dump.
Yeah, it's the real garbage dump. You can't handle this kitchen, then get out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you really like this, rate it 5 stars and leave a comment and do all that cool stuff that makes us happy. Please and thank you.